just about the worst possible news for not only LSU fans, LSU Nation, but even more. Like, this is even more than LSU. For Brian Kelly specifically, this news is disastrous. Not saying he's going to be fired tomorrow. Not going to say anything's going to change. This was the future for LSU. Bryce Underwood was the future for LSU, and he's gone now. Still, okay, still there's time before signing day, I guess. So, but he just flipped his nearly year-long commitment, 10 and a half months committed since January 6th, committed to LSU. Bryce Underwood has flipped that commitment to Michigan. And yes, I'm going to need my first cigarette of the day. This is what you do to me, Hayes Fawcett. Look at what you're doing to me, Hayes. Look at what you're doing to me. Look at what you've done to me, Hayes. You're making me have a cigarette, man. This is all on you. If I get cancer, Hayes, it's your fault. LSU lose the 10-plus month commitment from Bryce Underwood. And this is all after this weekend. This weekend, there was some legalities they're going over with his NIL package to LSU. Those broke down, as well as a key relationship as part of the recruitment broke down, as well as just the entire environment, the factors that were going on within the LSU staff, LSU season blowing up, the LSU offense looking disjointed. Bryce just got a little bit of some cold feet, a little bit of just turned his head just a slight bit to the left, a bit to the right. And that door was left open by LSU just a little bit. Michigan came in that door. 10.5 million. We're hearing it's bordering on 11, around 10.9 million. 10.5 was the previous number. We're hearing it's around $10.9 million for Bryce Underwood to go to Michigan. I was literally told Bryce is going to flip to Michigan by a source the other day. I didn't believe them. And now they're pissed off at me saying, you should have believed me. You could have had the biggest story. I'm like, yeah, I should have believed you, because that person knew their shit. And I just felt like, well, they're not on the staff anymore. They're kind of out of the loop. They don't know what they're talking about. They knew exactly what they're talking about. They said, Bryce is going to flip. Bryce is going to flip like over the last few days. I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not. And you know what? There's a lot of people who felt like Bryce was not going to flip from LSU. You heard that from Josh Newberg. I'm not trying to rip on anybody. I got this wrong too. Josh Newberg, Shea Dixon, a lot of different people, J.D. Pickell, a lot of different people said he's going to stay. But all of those people also said one thing too, and it's the same thing I've said. Never underestimate the power of just a shit ton of money. And never underestimate the staff that recruits the family better than the other staff. And Michigan recruited Bryce Underwood's family a billion times better than LSU did. We already know about how Brian Kelly is with families and how Brian Kelly is with the parents. He doesn't really like to talk to the parents too much. We brought the family down, sure. Brought them down for an absolute ass-kicking with zero life. Here's the preview of what you're going to get at LSU, Bryce Underwood. Like, how we did not understand that we had to literally play our asses off for our future as a program, not just for one game or for the pride of one game or for Omar the Tiger or for Jeff Landry. We were playing for Bryce Underwood in that game. And then Bryce Underwood probably would still be committed to LSU if we had gotten the ship right against Florida. But you're seeing free fall, negative. Kelly losing the locker room, Kelly losing the players are disinterested, blah, 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 blah. This guy's going to leave. This guy's, doesn't like Kelly. This guy, but All of it negative noise, negative recruiting, maybe some truth here, some truth there. But man, Michigan did this well, and LSU let them. This is the biggest recruiting failure of the Kelly era, and it might be one of the biggest recruiting losses in LSU history. You know what? I'm going to say it. This is the biggest recruiting loss in LSU history. With his ranking as a quarterback, generational talents, what he would have been able to do almost immediately upon arrival, the amount of talent you could have pooled around him just by, oh, you want to play with Bryce Underwood, come to LSU. We developed Jaden Daniels. These guys developed Jaden Daniels, and we still couldn't get Bryce Underwood. Nussmeier hasn't had the best of seasons because of what's around him and what's in front of him. He's still put up crazy numbers. We still lose this kid. It's unfathomable, guys. It's unfathomable. This is yet, I mean, you've had gut punch after gut punch after gut punch this season, but something told you the future is bright. The future is bright. And I believe the future is bright for LSU too, because of some of the things that are happening right now behind the scenes. But this was something that has totally took me by surprise. I will always admit to you, if I didn't know something, if it took me by surprise, this took me by surprise. Even though I had someone telling me, Lon, he's going to flip to Michigan, I didn't believe them. I debated with them. I even dismissed them. Well, lesson learned from me. I just cannot believe this has happened. I cannot believe this has happened. What are your thoughts? What is your immediate reaction? This is unbelievable. How do you think the boosters, how do you think LSU's alums are going to react to losing the keystone for the future of the Kelly era? Because this was like what everyone said, you know, you can say whatever you want. He's going to bring in Bryce Underwood. He's going to bring in this guy. It's all going to be good. You don't have that certainty anymore. Now I'm not even sure what there is to be certain about with LSU. Except that Brian Kelly is probably going to stay another year because of that contract. Like, even calling him the number 1 overall 2025 quarterback is just not even doing him service of how good he is. And we lost him to a school that he knows can't develop him as well as LSU. We lost him to a school that he knows probably can't win like LSU can. We lost him to a school that is not going to surround him with the type of weapons he'll have at LSU, and it didn't matter. The money mattered. The money mattered. The bag mattered, but also you cannot say that it's just the bag. LSU let this slip away because he wanted LSU. He loved LSU. He wanted to be a Tiger. And it seems like we did everything this season to say, look elsewhere, buddy. This isn't the place for a quarterback. I just don't understand it. And it's because Bryce knows some things that are going on behind the scenes at LSU, I'm sure, that have informed this decision. And I'm getting word now. My phone is just a buzz right now with stuff that I don't even know what to make sense of. You know, some of it I'm like, everyone now suddenly is sending me these DEFCON 3 type messages. Where was that like 2 hours ago? But some of them feel almost like now I can talk because this has happened. Lon, this is going to happen now. Watch out for this. It's not good. It's not looking good. You know, the reason you liked the idea of Kelly staying on as coach is to keep that stability, keep the staff together. This is a damn good staff if you can just figure it out, right? Brad Davis coaching the O-line, Bo Davis coaching your D-line, Joe Sloan's recruiting some of the best quarterbacks in the country, and now it's all out the window. It's all out the window. Does this mean DJ Pickett goes as well? I'm not so sure. I think he's going to LSU for different reasons than Bryce, but you never know now. DJ says, this kind of feels very similar to us trying to get Lincoln Riley. They both seemingly coming here until the end. No, I'll tell you exactly what happened with the Lincoln Riley story. Because that's one I got wrong, and I was embarrassed in front of the whole national sports media for getting that wrong, because I was used by an agent as a smokescreen so they could get the Kelly deal done in the background while I'm reporting that Lincoln Riley's going to LSU. I got that wrong. I paid the ultimate price for that, but here we are today. We've survived that. We've cleaned up the mistakes. We figured it out. Recruiting, you're going to get recruiting picks wrong. You're going to get this stuff wrong because of the money, because of this additional cash that has been invested, that is flowing into the sport. It's crazy. I'm just stunned that this kid wanted LSU. I'm just stunned. This kid wanted LSU, and it seemed like we showed him every reason not to come or something. Like this last 3 weeks has been a disaster as far as securing the number one overall quarterback in the country, really the number one overall quarterback for the next two classes. All those saying they wanted Nussmeier to go to the NFL, well, you better be hoping and praying he's not going anywhere. Could that have played a role? Could that have played a role that Nuss is going to the NFL, so he's like, hey, I'm not going anywhere. Nuss isn't going to the NFL, and so Bryce is like, oh, shit. I'm not going to be able to start that first year, so we're out of here. You know, just Southern Brian Kelly says we are melting. Right there with you, man. You lose a recruit of this size, of this ability, of this pedigree. You've had him for 11 months. 11 months you've had this kid wanting to come to LSU, desperate to come to LSU. Someone tried to tell me a few days ago, even too, hey, his teammate committed to Michigan, Lon. He's gonna. Do you think that's gonna be a reason that he's gonna go to Michigan? And I'm like, come on, because everything I was hearing out of that program was we got him. We just have a few things, a few I's to dot, a few T's to cross, and we're going to get over the line. And it felt like they understood the importance, the absolute imperative nature that they had to get this kid. They had to get this kid. Literally. Their absolute future as a program depended on this kid, at least as far as we can see, right? Now it throws everything into uncertainty. Is Kelly going to have to go into the portal for another quarterback this next season? Where are LSU headed now that Bryce Underwood, it seems, unless LSU pull a crazy, double that offer, At the same time, he just said no to LSU to go to Michigan. Do we want to continue to put this price up and enter a bidding war the last few weeks here, hoping he could flip back? I don't know. That, I think, leads exactly down the road of what Kelly's wanting to avoid. But here we are. And we just had the future of the program. That's not even a hyperbole or an exaggeration. We just had the future of the program taken from us for almost $11 million by Michigan. Jamer, no words, Lon, no word. I don't even know how I'm able to even put something together right now, Jamer. It was literally just pure adrenaline here. Because you look at everything from every recruiting angle, every recruiting site. There wasn't one person out there saying he's coming to Michigan. Not one. Not one. We got this wrong. Everybody got this wrong. And that's why you need to be careful covering recruiting and careful where you get your information from when you're covering recruiting, because, there's something I kept reporting during the whole Bryce Underwood thing. During the whole Bryce Underwood saga, if you remember our reports, we continuously pointed out that his parents were the ones in talks with Michigan and continuing those talks. And it seemed like Bryce was disinterested in those talks. At some point, and I really do believe it had to coincide with LSU's on-field just complete collapse. You can't tell me that if LSU beat Alabama, no matter what the score was, if we maybe not even beat A&M, but have a good showing at A&M, and then if we, beat Florida like we should have, kill Florida like we should have, there's no way you can tell me that Bryce would be decommitted right now. I don't think the money would have been that appealing to him if LSU had still been flying high and looking like, hey, we might win only 10 games this season, but we're set up for success, we're whatever. Instead, LSU just completely shit their pants, and the fan base really showed Bryce Underwood exactly what he's in for at LSU. We love you. You won. Now we hate you because you lost. We're done with you. This immediate just kind of see ya. Maybe he saw there was more loyalty with Michigan. I don't know. It's maybe he saw the treatment of Nussmeier and how they wanted to get rid of him for Underwood, and he didn't like that. I'm hearing so many different things that I don't even know what to think with this kid, other than obviously the money was very, very, very intoxicating, and the money was could not be turned down. I understand $10.5 million, but now LSU had a huge NIL package set up for him that now has to be undone. I mean, there was properties involved. There was all sorts of stuff involved. And I think from what a source said, they didn't completely fill me in on this last part of it, but what it seems to me, from what I've been told, is that there was something promised that LSU could not deliver on, and then it started the dominoes. Something that they said was going to happen or be promised, and then could not fulfill it. And it's just strange that it seems like that would be the reason. Money's the reason, when he said all along it's about development. I want the NFL money. I don't care about all this other stuff. I want the NFL money. I want LSU, NFLSU, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels. You know, this is a defining loss of the Kelly era, and there's nothing you can say. There is nothing anyone can say about. This is a fucking disaster for LSU. Like you can't paint it any other way. You can't paint it any other way. We've pushed Colin Hurley to the brink because we don't need you. You know, another year Nussmeier, or we're going to start Bryce Underwood, and we just don't need you. And we've been pushing him to the brink, and now it looks like Colin Hurley's probably going to be transferring. Ricky Collins, Garrett Nussmeier, AJ Swan. Holy shit, guys. You know, it's really strange to me that someone would be getting as much money as they were going to get from LSU, but need to flip for like $3.54 million more. When I get it, $4 million more. Obviously, it's $4 million more. You're a young man who's going to be going to the NFL. Okay. So why would that money matter? Wouldn't you rather like sacrifice that $3 million to get like damn good development, play with the best skill position guys? Like, I really do believe it's not just the money. You can't tell me it's just the money here when LSU have been doing what they've been doing lately. All the signs that he's seeing on the writing on the wall. I'm very worried for the future of LSU right now. It's very uncertain. It's very shaky. Quarterback is the position that really is going to make or break Brian Kelly. It makes or breaks every quarter. I'm sorry. It makes or breaks every head coach. I don't know how you lose this kid. I don't know how you do it. Matt Williams says, in your opinion, what promise could be broken so big that he'd flip? I honestly think he flipped for money, and everything else he said was BS. It wasn't just money. It can't just be money. When we're talking, LSU would have even matched the money he was offered by Michigan, you know? Like, LSU would have matched that 10.5, 10.9, you know? This is about the money, plus the relationships have broken down, man. He knows that probably Joe Sloan's going to be gone. You know, that's what it seems like. You know, it seems like this move is about 3 moves into the future. LSU not only looking absolutely lifeless the past few weeks against 2 of the biggest teams in the SEC, 2 of our biggest rivals, at home for one of those games, and then just rolling over and letting Florida just completely violate you. Like, it's just stunning to me. Just stunning to me that LSU could let this happen. Like it's one thing to have your season blowing up and you're shitting down your pants and what, but it's another thing to be able to look at the recruit in the eye and say, that's why we need you. I don't think Brian Kelly has what it takes to recruit the kids. I think the Brian Kelly mystique is being shattered right now. You know, he arrived at LSU as the next Saban also. Maybe we shouldn't have done that so soon. Maybe we should have let the guy earn it first, you know, instead of just anointing him $100 million contract. Lee Austin Jr. says, Michigan is a blue blood. Stop it, buddy. Dude, stop. Stop. Michigan is not a quarterback school. You never will be a quarterback school. Just stop. Like, I don't care if you're a blue blood. I don't care. You won a national championship this last year because of Connor Stallions. You didn't win one from 2024 until 1997, and you had to share that one. Don't act like you're some powerhouse. Michigan has been a shit stain on the heel of the Big Ten. For decades. Don't even talk all tough about. You guys go to the college football playoff because of an easy schedule once every 4 or 5 years, and you get absolutely boat raced. Don't even start. You guys got lucky here. You guys got a lot of money with Dave Portnoy or whatever, Puff Daddy, whoever put the money in for this kid. Lee Austin Jr. says, I played football, buddy. Cry more. When did you playing football have to do anything with this? Did you? Are you up for the recruitment? Are you going to be recruited? Did you get paid half of the 10.5 million, Lee, or less? I played football. So did I. Does that mean that I'm God and that I know everything and that since I played football, everything I say is correct? Like, what the hell are you talking about, Les? I played football, buddy. Cry more. Like, I'm not crying. I'm disgusted. You know, two of my other cousins played at Michigan. Good job. Good job, Les. Good job. Did you also pass the 6th grade? Good job, buddy. Did you need a pat on the back for that? J-Dub says LSU didn't let it happen. There's more to it. He was committed for 300 days. Okay. Where's your inside information? Where's your sources? Where's your you know everything, right? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, LSU didn't let it happen. You had the kid for yeah, exactly. He was committed for 300 days. Exactly. How did you lose him? Because you let it happen by playing like shit on the field, looking like shit off the field, acting like shit off the field, everything going to shit on and off the field, the staff looking like they don't know what they're doing. Yes, LSU let this happen. You do not have the number one quarterback commit to your school. You've won 2 Heisman trophies in the last 4.5 years. Blitnikoff winners, Blitnikoff should have winners like Malik Neighbors. The skill position talent each in every single season, it seems. And you let this kid go when you have all of that to offer? Hell yeah, LSU let this happen. Hell yeah. Les Austin Jr., the return of Les Austin Jr. says the LSU insiders didn't have information. They all lied. So Shea Dixon just lied. No. No. The LSU insiders got the information wrong, including myself, because we were told by a supremely overconfident staff who thought we got Bryce. We don't need to work for him as hard anymore. We've got him in the bag. Whatever it was a combination of LSU getting content, Michigan sticking their nose in, offering all that big time money. But this is squarely about LSU letting this kid go. And you cannot convince me otherwise. LSU let this kid leave. Yes, he made the choice to take the money. We put this situation in motion at every step of the way by literally making Michigan somehow more attractive than LSU. I don't understand. Tyree Love says, this tells me Joe Sloan told Bryce he will be taking a head coaching job elsewhere. Probably a very good, astute observation there. And then who's LSU going to bring in for offensive coordinator? It really throws so many things up in the air, throws a wrench into so many cogs of the machine. LSU, you get Bryce Underwood on campus, really it's full go, full bore, really just full steam ahead. You can really plan for the future. You could really retain a lot of different strong pieces of this roster just with the excitement of Bryce Underwood coming on the team. But no more. Bryce Underwood is going to Michigan as far as right now. LSU have very little time to figure this out, but I don't think they will, because I don't think Joe Sloan loses this kid unless it's something to do with Joe Sloan not being at LSU. That's this is what makes, it would suck to cover recruiting full on nonstop and that be the only thing you cover, because man, you're going to miss so many of these, because you cover all this stuff for like a year, and then they flip at the last second for $10 million deal or whatever. It'll probably be $100 million deals in 10 years from now. Just unfathomable. Matt says, okay, I got distracted and might have missed it if you answered, but what's our backup plan as far as on the recruiting side? The only plan we would have is Elijah Haven for the next class, but you need to get a quarterback every class usually. With Bryce Underwood in 2025, Hurley before him, and maybe Ricky Collins staying on, you didn't need to go get a quarterback for the 2026 class. Now you absolutely must. And you also need to bring in Elijah Haven. So LSU, hey, Les Austin, I'm gonna tell you this before I ban you from our comments, just because you're so annoying. It's not like I can't take it or something, but you're just so stupid. You probably don't even know who Bryce Underwood is until the first 10 minutes ago. Oh, Bryce Underwood. You are what's wrong with college football fans, and you're brain dead. And I hope at some point you can find a cure for your significant dementia. And congratulations for playing football. we're going to take a pause. We're going to be going home soon in a bit here, and then we're going to pick this up again because there's a lot more to discuss. But there's a few calls I need to take right now. I need to call some people back, and we're going to have a lot more for you later. Blindsided. Bryce Underwood to Michigan. Insane. Matt Williams, my man. No, you stand to lose some good chunks of this class now. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. DJ Pickett will be a big kind of indicator of that. But everybody, stay tuned. Put your notifications on. We're going to be going live with some actual information coming up here. So thank you, everybody.